Ultralight is just not my thing. Okay guys, first off, right off the bat, I am not trashing ultralight backpacking. I got a lot of ultralight backpacking friends and I have no problems with the way that they do things. I am not the kind of person who believes that they should be telling anybody else how they should hike. I'm just going to go over some of my philosophies for backpacking and why ultralight is not for me. So for those of you who don't know what ultralight backpacking is, it's generally accepted that a sub 10-pound base weight makes you an ultralight backpacker. I don't think this is a hard and fast rule, but that is what is generally accepted among hikers. If I had to put myself into a category, I guess I would refer to myself as a lightweight backpacker as opposed to an ultra lightweight backpacker. Now, I do employ ultralight tactics and I do have ultralight gear, but I've never chased that 10-pound base weight. It just hasn't ever really been something that's important to me. I do try to get my pack as light as I possibly can while still carrying the things that make me happy when I'm backpacking. Now, I am not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that you should completely ignore weight. We do have to pay attention to it to a certain degree so we are not risking injury to ourselves or others. However, I have never subscribed to the idea that not having a sub 10-pound base weight was going to dramatically affect my experience on the trail. Now, the reason that I do carry ultralight gear and employ ultralight tactics is so I can pull away from one place that I'm not really worried about or concerned about being comfortable, and I can add that weight back in places that really matter to me. In my case, the number one most important thing for me on the trail is getting good quality sleep, especially if I'm going to be out there for multiple days. I have to be comfortable and I have to be warm. Nothing will kill the joy of hiking for me faster than hiking exhausted and on sleep deprivation. I am absolutely willing to forgo a sub 10-pound base weight in order to get good quality sleep, and I am absolutely willing to cut weight in other places so my pack weight stays reasonable. So typically I carry a hammock on trail because to me it's a far better sleep experience than a tent. But the lightest hammocks on the market are heavier than the lightest tents on the market. I also, because I'm in a hammock, have to carry an underquilt for my hammock and a top quilt for me. I also have a tendency to carry warmer quilts than I actually need for the forecast, just in case I run into weather I didn't expect. In addition to this, I carry a piece of equipment referred to as triangle thingies. They're sold by Arrowhead Equipment, and I use them to snug my hammock quilts up underneath my hammock so that I don't have any cold spots. All this is a process for me that's very important to make sure that I don't toss and turn, and I'm not cold at night, and I don't have bad quality sleep. I also use a splash guard, which is good for rain, but it's also good for keeping the wind from blowing through your underquilt so it doesn't suck the heat out and make you cold underneath. I also attach a sunset saddlebag to the outside of my hammock so I can keep my backpack and other items up off the ground. And because I carry all of this equipment for sleeping, I'm willing to cut weight in other places. This is why I carry an alcohol stove instead of a canister stove. This is why I have a bidet and I don't pack that toilet paper. This is why I'm willing to sit on the ground or sit on my rain skirt instead of carrying a butt pad. This is also why I reduced my toiletries kit down to small bottles, so I'm only carrying the minimum amount I need on the trail. I've also minimized my med kit and my repair kit. I don't carry those items so I can get sub 10 pounds. I carry those items so I can add weight in places that matter to me. Another thing that's important for my enjoyment when backpacking is having a hot meal at the end of the day. I am not willing to reduce the weight of my kit in order to cold soak. I just do not enjoy that. Having a hot meal at the end of the day is a real morale booster for me, and so it's something that I make sure I'm always able to do. When all is said and done, I'm typically looking at a 12 to 14 pound base weight depending on where I'm going and what I'm packing for, and that's totally acceptable for me to be able to enjoy a 15 to 20 mile day without risking injury. However, these are just my preferences and everybody is different. I think it's really important that what we're doing at the end of the day is recreation. We go out there on purpose to have a good time. This is not a death march that we're being subjected to involuntarily, so it's very important to remember that you enjoy yourself out there. And whatever that means for you, I say go for it. If having a sub 10-pound base weight is what makes you happy so you can skip down the trail like an unburdened gazelle, then absolutely lean into that. Just make sure you're packing equipment that's necessary so you're not risking injury. Years ago, I met a girl on the trail that always carried a teddy bear with her because she said she couldn't get good quality sleep unless she had that teddy bear. She was willing to sacrifice ultralight to have the stuff that brought her joy in the trail and made her more comfortable. And I think that that's something that's very important. They say don't pack your fears on the trail, and while I understand that, don't be afraid to pack a few of your joys. In the end, remember, you're meant to have fun out there. Is weight a concern? Sure. But don't let yourself feel like you're pressured into reaching a certain mark lest you're doing it wrong. Don't put base weight in front of what gives you a fun and enjoyable experience out on the trail. If you do that, what's the point of even going? Well guys, that's all I have for you today. I sincerely hope that you got something of value out of this video. If you like what we do, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when we make future content. You can also check us out on Instagram and consider supporting us on Patreon for ad-free and bonus content. Now get off your butts and go play outside. Hi everyone, come and check out our new website epicoutdoors.com for hiking videos and tons of gear recommendations. If you like what you see, consider subscribing so that you know when we make future content. We also have a hiker resources page where you can plan your next adventure. Whether you're a first timer or a seasoned backpacker, epicoutdoors.com has something for everyone. See you guys down the trail.